All right, everybody, welcome back to the League of Extraordinary Autism podcast, where we are now 2 weeks in. Um, Interesting week. Some more fantastic scoring by some players and not so much by others. But tonight I have our favorite co-host here, Mort, on with us. Say hello, Mort, to the people.
Favorite co-host, points leader, number one in the league, looking like an undominable train here. Hello, everybody.
I'd hate to disagree, but 325 points almost after 2 weeks. I mean, you're
Massive
like by
points.
far and out the leader, like far and out. It's not even it's not
It's
even
almost 100 points,
close.
right?
Yeah, the next highest, I think. Yeah, it looks like it's Dan at 254, so like 70 points, 70 points ahead of the next highest guy.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's
Yeah,
just bonkers. That's more points than you
324
know.
is might of what you got all of last season. You know,
That season was brutal.
I'm glad to see it. Glad to see that the Allen Diggs stack is working out. I know
Oh,
we talked about that preseason, right? When we were talking about trading draft picks, and my thought to you was, and because this is good, I had no idea how the draft was going to play out in our league, but the thought to you was, okay, you take my first round, I'll take your second, I think a second and third or something, and then I gave you a later round one. The thought was that you would get that Allen and Diggs because at first you were talking CMC at the 101, which man, dodged a bullet there. I
no kidding.
mean, he's not hurt, but still. So you
No,
went with
he's
Allen.
definitely not the old CMC.
No, especially not with Baker. It's what a team. But you
Hmm.
got Allen, and then because people actually drafted like it was a super flex this year, Diggs made it back to you, and so far I'd say so good.
Yeah, there was some talk. We were talking about that trade, and it was potentially going CMC and maybe Najee Harris or Allen and Najee Harris, and
Yeah,
Diggs made it back to me, and it's match made in heaven, baby. It reminds me of the Brady Moss connection, way back when. Like it's just
yeah,
nasty. It's like it
yeah.
just
I
guaranteed
mean,
points every single week.
because what damn near half of those points you've had the last 2 weeks are from those two guys. Pretty close.
Right.
But yeah, man, glad to see it's working out. Um, so we do have some big news here in the league.
Oh,
Obviously, uh, Frederickson. We'll get to him later, but Trey Lance dead, at least for fantasy purposes. So obviously, the hot waiver wire ad this week is Mister Handsome Jimmy G.
that's true.
And it was strange. We saw this really strange trade come through today, and me being an unbiased commissioner, I see the trade and I say it's a little strange, right? Like two shitty quarterbacks and one fab. Why would one do this?
I don't know. I wondered too, and it made no sense to me. And then you
Yeah.
pointed out something that made everything so much clearer.
Yeah. The reality is we are in a super flex league. Jimmy Garoppolo is a Super Bowl quarterback. Had he been the starter, do I think he gets drafted where Trey Lance did in the second? Probably not. Do I think he goes in the fourth, right around where Carr and Kurt go? Absolutely. Absolutely. He's got the
Easy.
weapons. It's a solid team. Niners are a good
Hmm.
team. They have just as much chance as anyone, in my opinion, um, to make a run for it this year. I mean, it's only a better team than what it was a couple years back when they went before, right? So yeah, nice try there. But Joe, I think I know where you got that idea because I texted you this morning making you offers to trade you some of my fab because I don't have enough. I'm not a guy. I'm not $1,000 guy. I'm not getting them. I know that. So let me play where I can play. And Mort and I, we were able to work something out here. Mort, so if you would like to do the honors,
Absolutely. it took a lot of thinking before I came to an agreement on it, but I am more than willing to send Pittman over for Henderson and $200 worth of fab, so I can lock down Jimmy G. Unless Joe Schmo comes up with some sort of collusionist kind of scheme to come up with another two
So
hundred
let's
dollars
see.
worth of fab.
Let's see what you got, Joe. You want to do these $1 trades? Let's see how much you can get off your boy Marshall there.
Yeah, let's find out, huh? Let's just go ahead and notify the chat right now.
Yeah, yeah. Process trade done.
Send it in. Jimmy G. Oh, damn. Oh,
Yeah,
Joe's
Joe in
asking
here with a list
questions
of
right now.
questions.
Woo. You know what? We're not even going to bother with
But
those
we'll look towards the end of the episode and
if we
and
got
see
time.
if we got time.
Oh, it's like that.
Yeah, it's like that.
Oof.
Yeah,
Sorry,
it's like
Joe.
that. He
Go
doesn't
ahead
even
and
know the
edit
half of
this.
it. I told him he had a special surprise coming tonight with the pod. That's only half of it. But
Poor guy.
yeah, your $1 silly. I bet you by the end of the pod we got some other silly trade coming through, and we just opened a can of worms. It's gonna kill the
Oh
league.
yeah, there's gonna be some gross shit coming through.
Yeah. But anyways, let's hop into some matchup breakdowns. We'll start off with yours and mine. Obviously, big scorer of the week. I mean, I don't know, Joe, or sorry, Mort. I don't know what else there really is to say. I don't know what else to say there's about your team other than what's already been said. I mean, obviously, Allen and Diggs, that's going to be a massive connection for you for the whole season. Uh, Jones, here's the thing. Jones, he's going to get you weeks like he did this week, and then he's also going to get you weeks like he did last week.
Right.
And that's kind of
I
how he's
feel
always been, right?
yeah, and I feel like we're 2 weeks in. We're seeing CMC, Taylor, all these running backs here. They're not really doing shit.
Mm,
Wide receivers, I think I read earlier they're averaging about 25 points per game, while running
yeah,
backs are averaging about 9-ish or something along those lines. I think you'll get more consistent running back play throughout the year. It's not going to be these extremes like we see Jones getting 9 points and 30. I think it's
right.
going to level out. I don't see wide receivers points dropping much.
Yeah,
It's
I
running just
I'm with you, man. I mean, do I think Diggs gets 40 points every week? No, but like
no,
last week, 20, 22 points. That seems reasonable. I can see that shit
absolutely.
happening. Amon Ra, same sort of deal, right? Like, is he getting 35 every week? No, but 16 to 20 range, absolutely.
Yeah, and especially he was going to get more targets this week simply because he was going after that record of I forget how many games in a row with 8 catches or something along those
Yeah,
lines.
yeah, yeah. Because he
So
was
I
on a. It
expect another big week next week,
was like
so he can
yeah,
break
like
the record.
6 games at the end of last season, and then now he's killing it again. Like, it's just he's insane. What a
Right.
great pickup. He could very well be like the Cooper Cup of this season. Uh, you know, tight end Ertz, good call on Ertz. I mean, if no other reason, man, like are the points fantastic? No, but you're number 5 tight end on the year so far. The guy's got 11 targets this last week. I'm feeling bad over here with Pitts. I'm not gonna lie, but you know what? I mean, what do I do with Pitts? Keep starting them. I have to keep starting them. I have to believe that those targets are coming, that they figure it out. But I don't know.
Yeah, Pitts is rough. You got Mariota. I figured because again, you got Mariota. It's a new situation over there.
Sure.
I expected there to be more checkdowns or
Yeah.
plays to scheme with Pitts, but it seems like they're just using him for a blocker.
Well, so from what I understand about Mariota and what I understand about what's going on with Atlanta, because I haven't really been watching Atlanta, um, Pitts has been lining up as a wideout. And everybody is really excited about, or not everybody, but I read people that were excited about Mariota because he has made tight ends superstars in the past. However, those are tight ends out there playing like tight ends. They're using Pitts as a wide receiver. So I, I guess it just doesn't translate. I don't know.
I'm
But
not sure.
the reality is, I drafted him where I drafted him, and I'm going to keep playing him. If somebody really wants to try and buy him, I don't know what I'd be willing to give him up for, but
I
offers
think
are
I
always
think you'll see
welcome.
more usage out of him. It's just
Yeah,
new
it's just
offense for
rough.
Mariota. I think a new head coach out there as well. I'm not sure, but I have to expect that the production will pick up somewhere.
I hope so. But the plus side here, Hurts. Hurts just amazing again. Like outscored Josh Allen. What a great pick on my part. Eckler, he'll be fine. Henderson, I mean, I played him this week. That's right. I don't think it's wild to trade him. I think he's still the guy based off of what Akers is actually doing. Um, fucking Darnell Mooney though, dude.
Dude, at
What do you
this
do with any
point,
of your Bears? I gave the Bears like a pass. I gave the Bears and even the Niners to an extent a pass after that first week because they played in that monsoon, right? But 11 pass attempts from Fields.
I don't know. It's crazy that they've somehow regressed
Yeah,
from Nagy to this dude. They've somehow regressed, but that's another one though. I feel like you've got to see the production increase somewhere, and
yeah,
you can only go up from 11 passes. And again, Mooney two looks the whole game, and even only caught one.
yeah.
From
He caught
I
one
don't
for
know. It's so
minus 4 yards.
strange.
I don't know. He's on the bench until further notice. I don't want to drop him just yet, but I don't know, man. My other wide receivers, though, I'm feeling good about. Kirk looks good. Williams looks good. Drake London, he also looks good. And
Yeah,
now,
Kirk. You were wondering when he would have his bust out game. He got 14 last week,
yeah,
which awesome.
yeah, which it's one game sample size, but he's clearly the guy out there, which
Oh
is
yeah.
good, which is good to see. And they got so far ahead, even it was 24-0, so it's just like let's waste clock.
I
But
mean, Brady's an interesting one that you've got because
yeah, yeah. Well, he's. I know everybody talked about the offensive line and everything, and yeah, that hurts. But I think the reality here is he hasn't had a full set of wide receivers to play with through 2 games, and it looks like it might not be the case again with the third game. Mike Evans looking to be suspended this week. Godwin might play, but Evans suspension. I did see earlier that he was appealing it, and the appeal was going to be heard today. But I have not seen anything come back from it. But yeah,
I
they brought
doubt that
in
appeal will be
yeah,
overturned.
probably not, probably not.
The
I
funny
just think
thing
it's worth
about that
mentioning.
is the dude that suspended him, or made it official. His son plays on because who do they play? The Packers, I think.
Saints, or
But
this upcoming week.
upcoming week, I think it's the Packers, right? Yeah,
Yes,
it's
sir.
Green Bay. So this NFL official who made it official that hey he's suspended for one game, his son plays on the Packers. So it'd
I'm
be
in
interesting to see if
danger.
there's some sort of nepotism collusion kind
No,
of thing
well,
going on.
here's the thing. Obviously, there's so much money and shit in the NFL. Like, I wouldn't put it past them, but I don't know. What I do is start Daniel Jones instead. I mean, Daniel Jones, he's been fine, but I ain't starting over Brady.
No, no,
Well,
unless
it
there's a
takes
bye week. No,
right unless it's a bye week. I think he's fine for a bye week, but I'm always starting Brady until unless he gets dead, breaks a leg or something. Yeah, man. I don't know. Like I think this honestly, like looking at your team again, I think this trade helps you. You get a little more actual depth at the running back position. Your wide receivers are so fucking stacked. Zeke scares me, but
Zeke is such a wild card, man. Because you either it's feast or famine, and so far it's been famine. And
yeah,
Pollard looks better than him. Even what was it? The third stringer was getting some play too,
yeah,
wasn't he?
I think so. I didn't watch that game, but yeah,
Right. I don't understand, especially with well, I guess when you have a backup quarterback in, it makes it even harder to go to the run.
hmm
And if Zeke's in,
yeah. It's like
I
okay,
don't
Zeke's
know.
out here. Yeah, there's a lot of theories of what's possibly going on there. But that being said, I don't know. To me, I look at what you got now, and you got Aaron Jones. You probably start Sanders, and then if when you unless Zeke shows up, Henderson's your guy in there. I think. I really do.
I think so. That or I mean, because I
Same
was
way.
looking at my flex spot too, because it's like I can move Sanders to that second wide receiver spot and then flex in
You can put Sanders as
someone
a wide
else. But
receiver.
Pittman, hmm?
You can put Sanders as a wide receiver.
No. We're talking about like I was thinking about pulling Zeke,
Oh,
putting Sanders in the running back
oh, you
spot.
you said second wide receiver spot. That's why I got confused.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, second running back. That's what I'm thinking you should do. To be honest, you
That's
here's the thing, dude. You have such a nice cushion with Allen and Diggs, Amon Ra, Aaron Jones. Like you can fuck around with your lineup a lot, whereas mine, I feel like I got to be a lot more tight with my choices that I'm making here.
right. And I mean, even after our trade, I think it's no secret that I'm obviously going to go after and get Jimmy G, unless
Oh
after
yeah.
this
Well, yeah, I
podcast
know.
is
I'm
recorded.
waiting. I'm waiting for something to pop up that all of a sudden
Right.
Marshall gave Joe another 301 fab or something.
Yeah, for a fucking compensational
Yeah,
pick,
yeah,
whatever it's called.
compensatory pick. Yeah, he can have my first round next year.
Yeah,
Yeah,
next year I'm gonna
but
give him my 8th round pick.
for 300 fab. But
Wouldn't put him
yeah, man,
past
I
him.
don't
A
know.
bunch of stripesters.
I honestly don't know. I don't know how anybody beats your team because that's 2 weeks, like statistically huge games. So best of luck to you, brother.
I, I mean, it not. I mean, 2 weeks in, 2 games. It's a long season.
No,
Injuries
it
can
is a long
happen,
season. Injuries can happen.
but
You're right.
whenever you, even if you average down,
Yeah,
like Ertz is playing, I would say at probably his average. Sanders,
that's
I
what I
think
meant. You have such a base of huge players
yeah.
that
I
that
mean,
Josh
even
Allen
if
and
Tannehill,
Diggs stack, I would say at a minimum is probably worth about 20 points a week, like on the worst week.
right, and even then, if they I think last year Allen had a couple games where he was just straight dog shit,
Right.
but they were still slanging it down the field. So
That's what I mean. I
yeah,
think yeah. I don't
it's
know. You're going to be the team to beat, and it's nice to see you improve. Because
it's nice to
last year
see
was brutal.
the last 2 years I've been in a league with you. It's just been
Yeah,
first draft was kind of rough, but made some trades and didn't really work out.
yeah.
Last year, shitty draft, tried making trades, didn't work out. Everyone I traded, Fournette, Hurts, they had like career years after I traded them. And then this year,
And
it
now
seems
here
like
you
I've
are.
got some
He's pulling his cock out.
So no,
so I'm
man.
happy.
We'll see. We'll see. If you can keep it going this week. You play. Who do you play this week?
Tyler, I'm
Oh,
gonna put that kid in the dumpster where he belongs.
yeah, yeah. No,
He's been
it's
talking too
50.
much
It's
shit.
50-50 chance, bro. Speaking of 50-50 chance, you need a 50-50 chance to score fewer points than I did week one, and even called it out and said, "I'm going to score more points than you did week one," which he did not do. Uh, well, I mean, can we just talk for a minute here about how fucking garbage his team is? Russell Wilson looking like shit. Leonard Fournette, 24 carries for 65 yards. How?
Yep.
Okay. Cordero Patterson. What did you think was going to happen, dude? You drafted a 31-year-old running back.
We had a big week last week,
Like,
right? But that's
he
because the
had a big
Saints fucking
week.
suck.
Yeah,
And
I
it's the
mean,
first game of the year,
Tom Brady finally beat the Saints. That's how bad the
right?
Saints are this year. And he didn't have anybody to throw to. He still beat the Saints. But here you are, Cordero. Yeah, his season last year was fun. But did people forget? Like the last what 6 games here of the season, he didn't do fucking thing. Old.
The best player
He's
on
old.
Tyler's yeah, he's old. 31. Zeke is 27, and look how
Right.
Zeke is doing.
We kept talking about this today. 27. Everything I've read, everything I understand is that 27-year threshold is sort of where people start falling off, man. But yeah, he's got a
Running backs,
31 year
man,
old.
you get them, and their knees just turn to dust. They
Yeah.
have a couple good years.
Get
Gone
Todd
are the
Gurley.
days of LaDainian Tomlinsons and you know,
I
was
don't
it
even know
Sean
who these guys are.
Alexander?
I don't even know who these guys are.
What the
No
dog
shit.
doing?
You know,
LT,
this is well before my time. I've heard of LT. I've heard LT.
Lawrence Taylor, or LaDainian
Okay.
Tomlinson.
I don't know. Yeah, you tell me. But
Well,
yeah,
LT
I'm
was
sorry.
a
You were saying Tyler has one good player on his team, and who is it?
Jefferson.
Oh, and then what happened to Jefferson last night?
He fell off a cliff because his quarterback can't be consistent.
Because Kirk on primetime thought that Slay was apparently wearing purple or something. I don't know. Did you
That
see?
hurt.
Were you watching that game,
I was. It was at a certain
dude?
point. I'm like, well, who's that asshole in chat that told me to bet on the Vikings and fucking
I told
Bills?
you. I told you. I said don't underestimate the Eagles. They are good this year. Okay.
I underestimated him.
Now here's what I'm saying. I lost all my prop bets because I that's all I did was prop bets. I didn't like what was thrown out there. I didn't like for plus 165 or whatever it was, right? For
Yeah,
a
or
2 game
175,
parlay.
whatever.
Yeah. I was like, I'm out on that.
I
But
bid.
yeah, Slay was out there, man. It was literally back-to-back plays if I remember correctly. He almost had an interception. Fell, was kind of limping a little bit, and they showed it afterwards. Like he waved off the guy coming in behind him. He's like, "No, I'm going back in," and he came back in and got the fucking interception right in front of Jefferson's face. So he's not invincible. Which, to be fair, in Tyler's defense, and this is like the only thing I'll defend Tyler on, is the wide receivers aren't invincible. This is typical of even of a top wide receiver. You're gonna get the 8 point game. You know what I mean? It's gonna happen. I like Justin Jefferson a lot more though 2 years ago when I got him off waivers and he just went fucking nuts.
Yeah, Jefferson's good. I think what we saw in week 1 was Green Bay being just outplayed. I
Yeah,
don't know if they just weren't coached
yeah.
well enough or what,
Aaron
but you
Rodgers'
saw Green Bay
first game of the
recovered
year.
really nicely this
Oh yeah,
past
just
Sunday.
same thing they did last year, right? Pretty much.
Right. They start off slow and then they realize, hey, we have fucking Aaron Rodgers. We can do whatever we want
Yeah,
and just
yeah.
start playing better.
But
I think Cousins is a good QB, but
no,
let's
he's
be
fine.
real.
I
Primetime Cousins just seems to suck.
that's a thing. And here's the reality: in this league, I believe he's being played as a QB2, which is probably what he should be played as. But that being said, rest of Tyler's team: Juju Smith, drop that guy. Hooper, who?
Kind of crazy how Juju has fallen off.
Dude, he was
Like
getting
he
his
was the
knees
next
drained
big
every
thing.
Friday. He's
Yeah.
got fucked up knees. He's got fucked up knees. The warning signs were all there. I drafted him, I think, in 1 or 2 leagues, but I'm not playing him.
Well, I mean, I'm looking now. So Keenan Allen is another, I would say, another
Old,
good pick, right? But he's also 30
old.
years old,
That
and
that
he
was
did
my
just
point
get
with
hurt,
Mike Williams, dude. Mike Williams is
right?
like 5 years younger. So Keenan
Kittle
Allen,
hurt.
I don't disagree that Keenan Allen, if they're both healthy 100% of the time, he's probably the better pick because in a half PPR he gets more targets. But Mike Williams gets the more high value targets. Mike Williams is like 5 years younger. So I think this is we're starting to show as a league because you have a lot of people that have played for some time where you're seeing people, they're pulling for these names that they're familiar with.
Yes, it's one of my. So in one of my other leagues, I have when my team is like what you would see 4 years ago.
Well, it's
CMC,
like Fredrickson,
Saquon.
right? Yeah, Fredrickson with his, what did he call it, the 2019 All Stars or whatever.
Yeah, it's like you go for what you know because like, oh, this person's
Yeah.
done this for so long. You go with what's comfortable, and then you realize
Well,
that they're old and slow in today's NFL, and it's like,
yeah,
well,
they're only getting
guess
faster,
I.
man. Now he did get Olave, and Olave had 13 targets, lost a fumble. I don't know. I feel like that could still be a good pick. Fields, you poor motherfucker. You poor
Yeah,
motherfucker. Like, this is why in a super flex, man, some people adapted, some didn't. And I don't know.
San
Yeah,
Fran as a
it's
defense.
that's
I
fine.
mean,
11 points is
it's
good.
fine.
11 points is good. I
Chargers
don't know.
scored 1 point, so
You
yeah.
you and Joe both like to talk about defenses and fantasy. I really don't. Like, to me, this is the next position I would just axe. Just get rid of
Well,
it. But
defense is so cool because it's like, yeah, with kickers, again, like I had Young Hoke, who I took him in all my leagues. I have a
sure.
kicker just for the memes, right? Motherfucker scored like 30 points last week or 2 weeks ago, week 1. This week he scored, I think, 8. Right? Defense, the Bills. I don't remember what they did week
Sure.
1.
No, I like defense only because it creates at least some level of roster churn. There is some actual strategy to it.
Their
But
D is
I'm just
pretty damn
saying,
good.
yeah. I mean, it's like you're playing matchups. That's pretty much what you're doing. Out unless like you're the Bills apparently this year. Bills are the ones that you
Yeah,
can just play
they're
against whoever.
solid. Well, I
Yeah,
thought the
this whole
Vikings defense was elite too after watching week
excuse
1.
me.
Turns out it's just bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah, look at this bench, dude. Just injury, out. Old man. You know my favorite part of actually Tyler's bench is he picked up DeAndre Carter on the Chargers, and didn't even play him. Why else would you pick him up? That was like a 1 week flyer, dude.
Then you got Gal. Yeah, was it Tyler's draft? No, we skipped over his because it was just full on
Which
F
is
minus
bad.
all the way.
Yeah, F minus.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's funny to me that you pick up a guy like that and you don't play him. But other side of the ball here, you got Young. Third of his points were Lamar Jackson, which what a crazy game for him. Joe Mixon, a little bit of a quieter week from last week, right? But I don't know. I was gonna say I think he'll be fine, but I mean, what the Bengals are 0-2 now, yeah.
They look terrible.
You got Burrow sacked 13 times. He's on a pace. I heard today he's on a pace for like 110 sacks on him this season.
Somehow the line got worse, and last year it
paid
was
70.
abysmal.
It was something like $74 million they put into their line. Yeah, here we are. Embarrassing, really. I don't know. Mixon, I'm sure will get his. Edmonds, though, fuck, dude, to go from 12 carries to 5, and I thought he was going to be the guy because they pursued him in the offseason, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. That's a little scary.
I said this about, and we'll get to Joe later. Because Chase Edmonds was with the Cardinals last year, right?
Yeah.
I have
so.
zero faith in any fucking Cardinals running back ever. Like, this stems back
Ever
to,
since David Johnson, man.
well, sure, David Johnson, but even then I didn't fucking buy into him because people forget that Arizona's where running backs go to die. You know, we drafted Beanie Wells with like our number 3 overall or some shit.
Yeah.
I don't remember when, but that's when I knew, okay, we are never going to have a good running back. Like, it's just not going to happen. So Chase Edmonds, good luck. Hope it works out. But
well, I thought he was going to be like a late round steal, but yeah,
nope.
Oh well.
No, especially when you have Waddle and Tyreek and Tua who can run. This is the same issue that you brought up about Sanders. It's like,
yeah,
you can throw it to so many people. Plus, your quarterback wants to run.
I mean, and Hurts loves getting his touchdowns, baby. But yeah, T Higgins for for the same reason is a little worrying, right? I mean, he did fine. He did
just fine. Yeah.
Yeah, 16 points is fine. That's
what
you hope from him.
That surely goes down when what's his name comes back from that concussion.
Yeah.
At least you would expect it to. But wide receivers are crazy this year.
Thielen, I love Adam's nickname for Thielen, the Golden Gloves, because whenever I think Golden Gloves, I just think an old man who used the box. You know what I mean? And that's about what he is. 5.7 points. Okay.
Just an old man. The future's now, old man.
The future's now. I dropped Knox in my other leagues where I had him, but I guess it's good to see that I think I heard that he was the second most targeted person on the team last night.
But I think he got hurt.
Did he get hurt?
I remember seeing him on the sidelines. It could have been cramps or something.
Maybe it wasn't reported. Yeah, maybe it hasn't been reported, but perhaps. But I don't know. 4 receptions, 41 yards. It's fine. Better than Pitts did.
Not by much.
Not by much. Josh Jacobs. I think I said last week. At least I was right on one of my do not draft running backs. Fuck him.
Yeah. It's a new year.
Yeah,
Same fucking Raiders.
same fucking Raiders, dude. Stafford had a better week. That's good.
Yeah,
I
two
mean,
INTs. We'll
yeah,
see
but
how he does
I mean,
against
at least for
Arizona.
fantasy purposes, though, those are only -1 apiece. It's not like a huge deal.
Right.
But yeah, it sucks that you turn the ball over. Rams defense. So here we go. This guy, see, Adam was not a target for Jimmy G because he's got Mr. Brisket on his bench. Okay, he's got a guy. Sammy Watkins though. I don't know why you're holding on to Sammy Watkins. It's a
Sammy
meme.
Watch Me Watkins. You
You
even
could
nicknamed him.
yeah. He nicknamed everyone. Well, yeah. What a good nickname for MVS. MVS. You drop that motherfucker too. Both these guys, and drop. Gabe Davis, you got him. You're fine. I don't know why. I still don't know why you have a second tight end, and
And it's
why
Hunter Henry
and it's
too. Like
Hunter
no one's
Henry.
gonna fucking vulture him.
These three guys, you could drop. But nice win, Adam.
You know what's
Hopefully,
crazy? And then I'm just looking at Tyler's team. D. Carter, Keenan Allen. It's like just about the Chargers and how pretty much everyone from the Chargers has
yeah,
been picked up.
yeah. Well, we talked about this with tight ends that, are you going to go after Everett? I'm like, dude, I already have Mike Williams and Eckler. I can't do it. I can't bring myself to do it. Somebody should absolutely have Everett, and somebody should play Everett every week until further notice. I can't do it when I already have two other Chargers starting every week. Can't do
Yep,
it.
I tried to convince myself to dump Ertz for him, but I was like, no, can't.
Yeah, I don't know. Ertz is, yeah, keep rolling Ertz. I mean, he's about the same. Ertz and Everett about the same in what they're doing. So there's not really a reason for you to drop Ertz for him, but somebody should absolutely have Everett. So
Yeah.
then we got Dan and Collusion Boy Marshall.
Ugh.
Yeah, I don't know. Uh, Wentz Wentz to me is like one of the most interesting things here or players here because he's had 2 weeks where he's just been massive.
Yeah, I mean, I figured it was kind of expected because he loves to just fucking sling that ball. Just didn't think it'd be
Sure, but I mean, what is strange? Like Curtis Samuel's a thing now. You know what I mean?
shocked he's still in the league.
Right. But Wentz, what is he? Yeah, number 4 quarterback overall over 2 weeks. Herbert on the other side there. Have you heard anything more about him? Herbert has a chance to
I
play.
haven't no. I'm sure it's a so it's funny is so like the rib injury and whatnot. The same doctor that's working on him is the one that punctured who was it, Geno Smith's fucking lungs.
Was it him or Brisket? I
I
thought it was
thought it
Brisket.
was I don't know, maybe I'm crazy.
Let me look.
It was Tyrod Taylor.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Punctured him with the shot. Punctured his lung. That was great. But yeah. See, to me, I don't know. I like as much as I love the Jags, and obviously the Jags are gonna win if Herbert doesn't play. I think you just take that L and let him heal up.
Absolutely. You have Chase Daniel, who's been I liked him when
They'll
he
be
was at
fine.
Mizzou.
I
He's
would,
been a backup for like fucking 12, 15 years now.
yeah,
But
veteran backup. He's fine.
right.
My thing, honestly, dude, I would be really surprised if they tried to roll Herbert out against the Jags. You know me, I'm Jags homer, but Chargers can make it without him. I would hate to see Herbert get hurt further because they wanted to put him out against the Jags.
Yeah, it's a
But
rib injury. That stuff lingers.
yeah, but
So it's their
both.
bye week, week 8. Ooh.
I mean, it's relatively early bye week, but yeah, both of these guys, Cook and Taylor, rough weeks. I mean, Minnesota just got shut the fuck down, and I guess I mean so did so did Indy, but Indy didn't have anybody to throw to either. So
Yeah, it's crazy looking at the rest of rest of his team. Let me clear my throat. if Cook has a good game, I don't know if he beats me with like crazy 176,
Well, it
but
depends on how good of a game.
he was cruising for
Yeah.
fucking top scorer. Chubb had one TD more than he should have.
Gibson's
Congrats on
still doing
that.
okay, but Gibson, man, he's gone when Brian Robinson comes back. I don't care what anybody says. So
But bro, he had a
keep
TD and 14 carries for
yeah,
28 yards.
it's really good, really efficient.
It's
Waddle,
like,
man, that whole Miami game was just insane.
yeah, I want to say I don't expect to see that again,
I mean,
but it's not crazy to think.
to that level, no. But do I think that Hill and Waddle can both be wide receiver ones this season?
Oh
Absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely.
CD Lamb, I think people need to just
Two a
accept that he's
season.
not as good as people want him to be.
Who, Tua?
No, CD Lamb.
Oh, CD Lamb. No, that was the thing with CD. Like we talked about this, I think during the draft review. It's just like everybody had high hopes because he was like the de facto wide receiver one for the Cowboys. But the fact of the matter is, we had never seen him do it, right?
Right,
And
right.
and Dak, I know we talked about this too. Dak likes to spread the ball around, and now he doesn't even have Dak. He has Cooper Rush.
Hey, Cooper
So
Rush for mayor, bro.
for mayor, I love it. I don't know. His team's rough, and this is why I hate that he's the one trading away his fab for somebody to go get fucking Jimmy G when he's sitting here with Geno Smith, and now he's got Trubisky. Come on, man. Like
Yeah.
you
Oh,
you should have been trying. You should have been making a trade with me for a couple hundred fab so you could go get him. That's what should have been happening. And now you're looking silly with Joe, and you've gained nothing for your team, and Joe gains nothing either now. And you know what?
right. So,
I'll say it right here. I think Geno Smith's the better fantasy quarterback. Between him and
so
Trubisky, I'd take Geno every time.
I personally would go Trubisky, but I like him more because he said he likes titties on
Sure.
Twitter when he was like in high school.
Fat
But I
titties,
mean,
rude. Fat
you look
titties.
at Geno Smith, game one, 16 points in a game that everyone acted like it was his
Yeah.
coming out party.
Right.
16 points in a game against a shitty Denver defense. Like, get the fuck out of here. And then 7 points last week. You got fucking trounced against San Fran.
Here's the
Atlanta's
thing.
not going to be any easier. Detroit's not. New Orleans isn't.
Sure.
Cardinals aren't.
I think you can make an argument for either one. I think ultimately, though, after 2 weeks, they were within 1 point of each other,
Mm-hmm.
and neither of them would I want to start.
Nope. No, absolutely not. It's fucking when you're again, like you were saying, he should have went after Jimmy G. As he is
Yeah,
0 and
you should
2.
have traded for Fab. You should not have been trading away Fab to your bro. Like you should have been trying to get Fab.
He's 0-2. He has Carson Wentz, which is massive. Taylor's going to eventually awaken. At least that's the expectation.
Yeah, I
Gibson's
mean he
going
was
away.
great week
CD
one.
might get better. Metcalf and Geno stack obviously not working out.
No.
Schultz is
Well,
fucking
and
hurt
he
now.
traded away Geno. He had the stack and he traded away Geno.
Right.
Another reason why it didn't make any fucking sense.
Hilaire, yeah,
What
he's been
are you
getting
doing
some
in my
points lately, not
swamp?
bad. But you have Amari Cooper, who just dropped 20 a
Yeah,
20
I think
bomb.
Amari has to move into the starter slot somewhere here.
Oh,
Has to.
definitely. But homeboy
But I
should
mean,
have been.
here's the thing.
He
Even
should have.
Clyde Edwards, okay. And I'm gonna blow up your spot here, dog, because Clyde Edwards-Helaire, to me, that's a prime sell high candidate to somebody who needs a running back.
Oh yeah.
Because you know what? That motherfucker has got all these points in 2 games where he had 15 carries over 2 games and 7 receptions. And I'm glad it worked out. I'm glad he got some yards. And you know what? Maybe I'll eat my fucking hat. And he somehow maintains being the number 5 running back this season, but I don't see it. This would have been a guy you trade for some like fuck. I realistically, you look at somebody like you. Hey, I'll give you Clyde for Zeke and 200 fab or something like that. I don't know, or to somebody and got some fab, and then went after Jimmy G. Because guess what, my dude, Geno Smith ain't gonna get it done. And you know what? I hope Carson Wentz keeps performing.
I
but
did too because I
it's
liked
Carson
Wentz. I
Wentz.
thought
It's yeah.
then he got screwed in Philly, but
But you know what I mean. I don't know. Maybe he can. He's been playing well, but fuck, to have him as your QB1 while you wait for Dak to come back and hopefully not look like like Russell Wilson did after he came back.
right. Like I think Dak will come back and probably be fine, but you're 0-2.
Mm-hmm.
You got to stay in it until
Here's the
Dak
thing.
comes back.
I don't think. Well, that's the thing. I wouldn't normally say you need to panic after 0-2, but to your point, yeah, you lost your top quarterback, and you were going to be without him for we don't really know how long. So yeah, I'm with you there. You should have been making moves.
Yep.
Other side here, though, yeah, I mean, we talked about these guys. McLaurin. You know what's wild?
Mm.
McLaurin's the last wide receiver I want on that team. I would take Curtis Samuel or Jahan Dotson over him, and that's
I
based
kind
off
of
of two
avoided that
weeks.
team because I didn't know
You're
their
right,
wide receivers
but here's the
much.
thing. To your point, though, McLaurin was a fifth round guy. Dotson you got for free off waivers. Curtis Samuel was on waivers, so fifth round versus free, and the free guys are doing more.
I'll say
Wall,
this about Waller.
yeah,
Um, I avoided him because I traded for him last year and he
sure.
didn't do shit.
Yeah,
And then
I didn't know what was going on because there was talks of injuries, and then maybe it was just a
yeah, well, he
contract
got his
thing.
contract, and it's like,
Yeah,
I mean, I'd say what is he number 3 tight end? Ertz is number
yeah.
5.
Like
Obviously,
number 3 tight end doesn't look that all that fantastic right now.
nope,
20,
nope,
24 points almost total between 2 weeks. Okay. So
right?
basically, even with the number 3 guy, you're kind of just in hell with the rest of us.
Yeah,
So
I'm glad I didn't pick him up in the early rounds.
yeah.
I don't recall when he
You
was
did the right
drafted,
thing
but
by going with Ertz, like because the difference between his points and Ertz points is basically nothing.
it's like what 2 points, a
Mm-hmm.
little less maybe.
Yeah, Matt Ryan.
Johnson, it's I mean,
Nothing
so when I'm
crazy on the
drafting,
bench here other than Amari. I think you try and trade Fryermuth. I don't know. Maybe I could be wrong there. I feel like somebody might give you something for him. Unless you just want to hold him for a buy. I guess you could do that. But
what's another? It's number
Dan's got
7.
so much on his bench that is not usable right now. Because Deshaun's out for another 9 weeks or whatever. You're never gonna run Mills. I can't see him ever running Mills. Like I'm glad I dropped him, but like I don't know,
Yeah,
man. I can't see that happening. I mean, Robinson, he what are they saying? He could be back. He's resuming agility work 5 days ago, so he might be practicing. But he's on IR, so he's gonna miss at least another 2 games. And then Hopkins, when's he come back? Week 7. I don't know. You just drafted too many guys. I mean, I know Brian Robinson wasn't hurt when he drafted him, but too many hurt guys.
even then, it's like you pick these people, these players who Watson when he comes back in week 9, okay. Hopkins, he comes back in what'd you say, week 7?
Yeah.
How long is it gonna
They're
take these?
unknowns. Yeah, they're yeah. How long is it gonna take them to get back?
Yeah,
Really?
I
Because
mean, you saw
they
Watson
can't
in the
practice with the
preseason,
team. They can't practice with the team, right? When they're suspended like
right?
that.
So when you saw Watson in the preseason, granted, I think he only played like 1 or 2 games. He looked like shit, unless I'm just
Yeah.
misremembering it.
I didn't watch it, but
Hopkins
I mean, he hadn't played ball in a year or two, right?
over a year, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same. It's the same thing that they talked about. What's his nuts? That fucking dude who liked to kneel. Kaepernick.
Your
He's been out of
favorite guy.
football too long, so people were like, no. Why would you want someone who's been out of football for 2 years? Well, now it's been like 5 for him, but I think the same thing applies to Watson.
Yeah.
I don't think
No,
he's
I don't
that
disagree.
good.
Well, you got your Browns homer here, and it's working out for him so far. He's 2-0, so we'll let him ride it.
It works out because I haven't played
Enjoy.
him yet. Coming for you, boy. Wait till I
Joe,
play
how do I
him.
put my friendship with Ryan on the trade block? I don't know what you thought was going to happen, my dude. I told you this was what I was trying to do, and I did you better. Come on,
Yeah.
man.
This isn't even a collusion thing.
No, this is what I mean. This is what I was actively trying to do today, and I told him this is what I was trying to do today. So what does he do? He goes and gets his little buddy. I give you $1, friendo. Okay.
Please,
no,
just
no,
take
no,
$1, dude. I'll absolutely own these guys. There's no way they have a trade on the back burner for anything like this. That was, he jumped the gun. You showed your hand way too soon, hombre. You're donezo. I want the commissioner to investigate, fine, and even maybe suspend.
Hey, I think he got the better deal of that trade regardless with Gino, but that's just me.
Yeah, I mean,
So we got
whatever.
we got 0-2 Kyle, who's been quiet, but you know he's got everybody's got babies now, so we don't hear from him as much. We got 0-2 Kyle, who is against, well, he was 0-1, but 0-2 now versus now 2-0 Ben. I hate that Ben's winning. We need to stop him.
Yeah,
I mean, this one was fairly close.
this is a could Kyle have won if he played like Hall or anything?
Did he do? Maybe. Brees Hall, 12
12
points. He's a
points.
running back. No, it wouldn't have just been that.
That defense fucked him.
The defense fucked him.
And then
Yeah.
Bill's getting those late TDs and shit.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, man. Maybe there was a way to make that work. I don't think so. Dude, you got to move. Like, what's Lazard doing? Nothing. He's
He had
finally
a TD, I
he
think.
came back. Yeah, a TD on 3 targets and 2 receptions. I don't know. I guess you hold him. You hold him for now. I'd start moving some of these fucking Jets though, dude.
Yeah, that one's. We talked
Like,
about this in the draft review in week 1.
Well,
Now again in week
so
2.
many people went so homer on it, like, and I would say Kyle's probably the worst defender.
You guys are crazy. I'm the first one to say fuck the Cardinals. I love the Cardinals.
I know. Well, and it's working out for you.
Uh,
But I mean, like, look at this. This is rough. Joe Burrow. I mean, that's fine. 15 points. Like, that's kind of the minimum you want from your QB.
but it's just brutal that was his first round pick.
Right. And he's QB 11 overall.
Jay Williams not performing like you would hope, I'm
Well,
sure.
he's still splitting the backfield, man. He's still splitting that backfield. They still like Melvin Gordon. So until they decide to hand the keys over to him, I think this is kind of what you expect. Which, like, because I like Javonte Williams looking at this draft, but that to me was terrifying. And I ended up with something like that anyways with ETN, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I wasn't intentionally getting that. I was convinced that J-Rob would be cooked. But I don't know. I think if you get some wins now, Kyle, and you make it to the later season, I do still believe that Javonte takes over that backfield. I really, truly believe that. But you got to get wins now.
That's the thing, though. He's in a hole already.
Yeah.
Granted, there's a few people who are 0-2, 1-1. It's early.
Again,
That's
it's
the
too
big
early.
thing.
It's
It's
too early. You've got a third of the league that's 2-0, a third of the league that's 0-2, and a third of the league that's 1-1. So there's no reason to panic. But it's just looking at this team, what's your path here? Because Kareem Hunt, here's the thing. Some days it's going to be a Kareem Hunt day. Some days it's going to be a Nick Chubb day. And this last weekend, it was a Nick Chubb day. Cortland Sutton.
Week 1, it was a Hunt day, and he still lost.
Right. But, like, Cortland Sutton, I think that's probably one of your strongest picks. Especially because it sounds like Judy might be injured. So enjoy that.
And Allen Robinson spotting.
He almost had a second touchdown, right?
I don't know. I didn't watch the game.
I was listening about it. I think he almost had a second. Kelsey, man, that's rough considering you got him in the second round. But that, I guess, I mean, it's just not a good year for tight ends. This is the best one. And he's 32 years old, dude. 32. Old fart. So, yeah, sometimes he can get you 22, sometimes he can get you 7.5. So, but you got to roll with him. I don't know. I guess maybe Tyler will charity for him. He loves fucking tight ends. Jahan Dotson, though. I love the Jahan Dotson pickup. I'm kind of sad I didn't get him because by the time I thought to pick up a ticket off the waiver wire, he was already gone, and that's how I ended up with Isaiah McKenzie. But
So
I love that Dotson's paying out because you know why? Right there, baby. Penn State, baby. I was watching him just last year tear it up. Happy Valley. Look at him go.
so I didn't know anything about Washington. I didn't really look into it because I feel like Washington's just been a dumpster fire.
Fair.
Another dude I think who should have gone after some fab to try and get another quarterback. I don't think
Well,
Jameis is
I
that dude.
agree. I agree, and if for no other reason because he only has two. I
And he
as
has
much
three
as
Jets players.
and he has three Jets. As much as I applaud the league for overall drafting like it was a super flex this season, um, it kind of fell off because like you have a couple teams that have four, like Ben here, and then you have other teams that have two. Some have three, like myself, and then you have other teams that now have one. Matt, you have one. Remember that when you see Jimmy G go to somebody not you tomorrow, because Ben's not going to trade you. He's 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 just not going to do it. It's Ben. He barely pays attention to this league. I guarantee he's not listening to one episode of this podcast. So good luck. Yeah, I mean Ben's team is pretty solid, right? I mean Mahomes. I don't think Pollard gets 18 points every week, but he's fine. AJ Dillon, he's not only going to get 7 points every week. It's the inverse of what we talked about with Aaron Jones, right? Like sometimes you get the 9-point week, sometimes you get the 30.
Right.
And whoever gets one, the other guy's probably getting the other. Devontae Adams, 2 receptions on 7. I didn't watch that game. I don't know what happened there, but that's a massive drop off from 17 targets, ain't it? He still got
So
the tutty to save his day, but 12 yards, dude.
yeah, it's like the Raiders, they jumped out to that lead, and like I think the Cardinals threw like 2 or 3 interceptions in the second quarter alone. It was so frustrating to watch because I was talking to my brother while we were watching it, right? And it got to a point where we're thinking that, all right, so there's turnover after turnover after turnover. We're thinking the Raiders are gonna get the ball back and just keep driving down and scoring, but they just couldn't seal the deal, man. Like, I don't know if it was Cars mentioned that he's not used to the plays being decided
Sure.
like in the huddle. So I'm wondering if the play calling's of a factor here, or it's just maybe
Maybe.
Carr's just shit, which I don't
Could
think
be.
he's
I don't
shit,
think he's shit.
but I mean maybe it's the defense. The Cards defense is better than I'm giving it credit for. I don't know, but that's such a huge drop off for him.
Yeah. I don't know.
Like
It'll be interesting.
something was weird that
Something
game for him.
changed. Something changed between game 1 and game 2. So I don't know. I'll be curious to see how that plays out because man,
Right, which
even
is weird because it's the Chargers, who I would
right.
say has a better defense than the Cardinals.
Sure.
So I don't know. Maybe the matchups were just
Yeah.
different, and he couldn't adjust or whatever. But
We'll see though.
yeah,
Jerry Judy considered day to day chest injury. That's a bummer. He had a good week 1, but man, I don't know who you're gonna play off your bench. Hopefully Julio comes back. Ben, he's not gonna listen to this. Fuck him. Mandrews, I hate that he got fucking Mandrews. I don't know how he's not the number 1 tight end. I guess Kelsey just got slightly more points.
yeah,
They had
he's
the
got
inverse of each other. Devonta Smith, I like to see Devonta Smith get involved because he did absolutely nothing week 1. But he had a good game. 7 for 7, 80 yards. I don't know. Eagles are fun. Kirk Cousins eats shit. Kirk Cousins, you know what? You know what? And you know why I say this? Because fucking Kirk Cousins believer Adam Young out there fucking convinced all of you motherfuckers that was the bet to make.
Mm-hmm.
Should,
Makes me wonder if he's getting kickbacks for this bullshit.
you know he is. You know he is. Because you know what? And here's what y'all need to remember. I'm the guy. I'm the guy to listen to. Okay, like if I'm not betting on it, you don't want that bet. You don't want it. But yeah, Buffalo Bills defense. Fuck you, Ben. I know you're never listening to this. Yeah, I guess. Hey, I get it. I get it, Matt. I see Mariota there. I see Goff. He can't play all four of them, but good luck getting him to respond. Cam Akers. This is why. This is why. Right here, Mort. This is why I told you, like Henderson is still the guy to have. Because look at this. Okay, he got a couple more carries, but he's getting less than 3 yards per fucking carry. Got fewer points. Cam Akers sucks. I'm telling you, it's Achilles one, players one, and James Robinson was the player that won. But I don't know. Fuck you, Ben. You have no bench depth. Your team fucking sucks. Go
Got
out there and
Julio.
play Goff.
I'm
Play
shocked
Goff and
anyone took
Julio.
a flyer on Tanyan. Dude tore his ACL last year,
Yeah.
like late into the season. I remember I fucking
Yeah.
dropped someone and picked him
Well,
up,
the idea,
played him. I was like, God damn it.
I think the only mentality there is that he's a veteran on the team, and Aaron Rodgers does not like to throw to rookies. So, I don't
And
know.
the flip side, you look over at Kyle's team. He's got Taysom Hill.
Yeah, he picked him up and didn't play him, but I don't know. He was fun. He looked fun after week one.
He was fun when you could slot him in at tight end when he played quarterback.
That was great.
That was a good week for me. I actually won a
Yeah.
game.
And well, you got 20 something points in your tight end slot. So you got Neil here and Matt. Matt somehow pulled out the win, and you know what, man? I feel like you're gonna need it. You're gonna need that early lead here because I don't know what the fuck you're doing at quarterback, my dude. So you got 2.5 points out of Trey Lance before his leg exploded. Now to be
It was his ankle, okay?
the whole leg exploded.
It was his fibula just fucking gone. That's what you get for trying to run it down the middle against some fucking 300-pound linebackers,
Matt,
man.
you know what the equivalent would be is if you felt like if you and me ran right at each other, and let's see what physics does. That's pretty much what happened from what I understand. Now, on the plus side, you do have Trevor Lawrence, but who the fuck are you going to put in your super flex spot here? Rex Burkhead? Cool. I mean, you got Curtis Samuel, you got Rashad Bateman. They both look good. You probably play Curtis Samuel, and you're just going to roll it playing one quarterback. I mean, what do you think? To me, that's the only out I see here, unless he gets Ben to bite on a trade. But you'd have to get Ben to open the fucking app to do that.
I like how you know these people so well that they just don't fucking bother with this shit.
Well,
Meanwhile,
you
they're
even know Ben at this point. Yeah, you know, it's
there's a handful of us who just like. I was at the bar last night. I'm gonna go to the bar tonight too. God, what time did the waivers happen? It's after midnight, I think.
What's the over under on alcoholism? Yeah, I think like 2 a.m.
You know what I've noticed? Coors Light is good and healthy, and it really calms the shakes. You
Listen,
know,
brother, this stream sponsored by Bud Light. We're in St. Louis. We're hosted out of St. Louis. Okay, don't you ever.
Okay, well, this stream is sponsored by dumping on Tyler, week 3. I'm gonna fucking destroy you, dude. I hope you probably won't hear this, Tyler.
Yeah, Tyler
But
Tyler zooms to his team and then moves on.
We need timestamps of when we shit on Tyler so he can just go and hear his name be said.
Just clip it up and be like, here you go, Tyler. Here's everything that I said about you. I'll give you the super cut.
I still wouldn't listen to it. It'd be on one view. You'd know it's your view.
He wants the even shorter cut version where it just says Tyler, 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 Tyler. That's what he wants.
I like turtle.
I like turtle. But I don't know. I mean, Matt's team's still fine-ish. I mean, he really is the 2019 All-Stars. McCaffrey, I don't know. 2 weeks in a row, around 13, 14 points. I think that's not what you wanted with your number 1 pick. He's still number 10, or he's number 9 in PPR, so he's like 9.5 in our league. Barkley,
you know,
I'll
say this about CMC because if you look at Mayfield and how poorly he's done in those games,
yeah,
and CMC is still pulling out 13, 14, almost 15 points in these games. If Mayfield ever gets his shit together, I
Sure.
think CMC is going to
CMC's
be
right
20,
back in there.
30. Yeah.
He's right back in there. So that's what I mean. I think Matt's team's still fine. And same thing with Barkley. Like, Giants are kind of a mess, but he did do 30 points last week, 10 points this week. I think that's about his range. But I can't see a reason why he wouldn't get another 30-point game. Michael Thomas, man, for an 8th-round wide receiver, that's seeming like one of the steals. I can't believe everybody.
I didn't think he was even going to play.
Right, I know.
We were talking about
yeah,
that
we were
shit.
talking about that because it's like, this guy doesn't even want to play. Now he's number 8 wide receiver on the season so far. Through 2 weeks, but I mean, of course, right? Of course, if he's healthy, if he's actually healthy and playing, why wouldn't he be the guy? So
Be
I don't know.
more.
This is what I mean, though. And okay, yeah, DJ Moore, he's a little. I'm not as hype on him because I mean he's got too many Panthers. But
I
okay,
agree. I agree. I
you can
before
have
this
one
season,
Panther, one Panther.
I have one and it sucked.
Bruh.
Like I was big on Mayfield because I'm a Mayfield truther.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I
Mayfield is
would have
one
been
too many Panthers.
I would have been fine if the Cardinals traded Kyler Murray for Mayfield back when the Browns were trying to dump him.
Mm,
Because I don't believe in Kyler at all. I think
too short.
he's fucking too short. I just don't believe that
He's too
he's the
busy
guy.
playing Madden.
No, he plays Call of Duty and shit. He's just like DeAndre Ayton on the Suns. They just want to play fucking video games. Bums. I wish I could
I
get
don't know.
millions.
I mean,
But
DJ Moore, he's a guy. But like, he's not
yeah, he's a
exciting.
guy.
He's not exciting. And in the same way that like Hawkinson isn't exciting. Evans, when he comes back, I was trying to make trades with Matt up for Evans, but he didn't want to buy. Here's Matt. He's an isolationist. He doesn't want anything to do with anybody else. He'll ask you for advice about other leagues, but in this league, he's not going to do any business with you ever. Not one time. I don't think Matt's ever made a trade in this league. Correct me if I'm wrong, Matt. You can tell me, but
What I don't
I don't think he made a
understand.
trade.
So I think he's lucked out in being 2-0
A
because
little
that
bit.
Tampa Bay defense carried him to glory.
Yeah, when you get 13 and then 29. Yeah, no, absolutely. Because that's an unreasonable amount of points for defense, 29 points.
Especially the Tampa Bay is like, sure, they look good in week 1.
Yeah, but against the Saints, who they've always lost to, like since Brady's been a Buck, this is the first time in 5 meetings that they beat him. So yeah, nobody expected that.
Yeah, and Winston had to force it late game, and he threw out that pick
Sure.
6 at the end and whatnot. An
Like,
unreasonable amount of points for Tampa Bay's D.
outside of, again, his quarterback situation, I do like Neil's team. I mean, Kyler, even if the team's kind of dog shit, Kyler's gonna get his points.
I think he rated his team pretty high in the.
I think so.
Especially with Trevor,
But
Lance
Najee
going down.
Well, that was Matt's team. Now I'm talking Neil's now. But
Oh,
like,
sorry.
no, you're right. Najee, I don't know. Najee makes me nervous for the same reason I wouldn't want Trubisky. Montgomery though, Monty.
Well, he's getting points because they can't throw the fucking ball to anybody.
Right. Like I'm feeling like a genius for picking him up in other leagues. I love that pickup right now. Like that's the dude. Fucking ride him into the ground. That's the only one. That's the only bear getting you any fucking points, dude. Monty.
Yep.
Debo, I feel like his stock only goes up with Jimmy G coming back.
Oh, definitely.
You know what I mean?
Definitely. That's why he got that fat contract last year because
Right.
Jimmy G was just feeding the fuck out of him.
Yep. So good on you for getting Debo. AJ Brown, it was a little bit of a quiet night last night, but I mean that's the guy in Philly. Like I said, I'm glad Devontae's getting some looks, but like clearly AJ Brown is gonna be the guy.
Well, that's why they went for him, right?
Right.
Tennessee's fucking stupid for letting him go. I'll still never understand that one. And you look how they're doing now because they don't have anyone to throw to.
Yeah.
Like no more Julio, no more AJ Brown.
Higbee, good job. Good job. That's
I think Higbee was a safe pick for tight end.
Yeah. No, for sure. I mean, it's not like a sexy pick, but
Oh,
That's
hell
good
yeah.
points. Good points.
I'm a fan of Cooks, but I feel like
Yeah, I didn't. Did you watch this game? Because I didn't.
no, I don't have
He still had 10 targets. I think
10
he's still a
targets and he
great.
had
He's a
4.
fine wide receiver 2/3.
Well, I
Tannehill
think
though,
he
dude.
gets targets a lot too because Mills is like,
Right,
I
right,
gotta
right.
throw it to Cooks because he's the only one that's gonna fucking
Mm-hmm.
catch this thing.
Oh, I agree. But that's what I mean. I think he's a fine wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3, and where he's a little bit below that right now, but I think he's fine there.
That Tannehill pig
Tannehill,
is looking
dude.
uglier and
They
uglier.
oh man, I stayed away from him as much as I could after last year because I felt like I got burned. And I mean, they fucking threw in the towel last night, dude. You see that? They literally like midway through the third quarter, they pulled their starters and shit.
Yeah, I
Threw in
got the
they
alert. It
threw
says
in the
Derrick
flag.
Henry's gloves are off.
Yeah,
They're throwing in the white flag.
but
I'm
like
like, oh damn.
look at this bench here though. Damn, both of these guys good benches. I mean, I'd cut these guys at the bottom, both the Giants wide receivers. But other than that, nice. Penny's man.
I'm
What a
shocked people
bummer.
still take flyers on fucking Galladay.
Well, because he's a guy. He's still a guy.
Dude, he was hurt last year. Did
I
jack
know.
shit.
I don't know, man. I'm just saying he had some other
You
good
gotta
players.
be
I wish
desperate
I
for
do
Galladay.
you know okay, my biggest regret of this fucking draft is that I not really so much that I took ETN, but that instead of like literally taking anyone else there in that 4th round and then just getting James Robinson late. That's my biggest regret of this draft. I fucking love James Robinson, but I didn't think he had it in him coming back from Achilles. This makes me so like I'm happy. This the most conflicted I feel because I'm happy that he's doing well, but I fucking hate that I don't have him.
So he tore his ACL like in the beginning of the year, didn't he?
No, it was
Or
at
was
the
it
end of the season. It
mid-season?
was like at the end of the season.
Hard to fault you on that one, then, man.
I know. Yeah, he literally did it in week 16 against the Jets.
Like that's why I was so because I like Tanyan. I liked
But
him last year. I liked him this year, but he got injured so late. And it's
here's the
like,
thing. Here's the thing, and like and do not let this detract from the fact that I am still upset I don't have James Robinson. James Robinson had 23 carries, 64 yards. And there was one carry, I believe, that was 37 yards for a touchdown. Which means if you take that away, which is, I hate saying that because it's a silly thing to say, but he essentially had 22 carries for like 27 yards.
which is abysmal.
Abysmal. Even with that 37 in there, he's below 3 yards a carry. So, do I still believe there's a path for ETN to become the guy? Absolutely. Because you can't do fucking 2 yards a carry. But it makes me sad that I don't have him on my team. Because remember during the Super Bowl last year, I picked him up just to have him on my bench. As a sign of respect.
It's like when
right.
I picked up, I think it was Young Ho Koo for the memes.
Yeah. Closest match of the week here. And you know what? You know, Joe, in the past, I might have simped with you a little bit, but you want to come out here, betray me, and then
Collusion.
try and put our friendship on the trade block? Excuse me?
This dude's out of control.
He's out of control. Yeah.
Reality check, Joe.
Marshall, go check on this man. I know you two are close. But yeah, I mean, closest game of the week. Rodgers and Carr. I mean, man, Rodgers, dude. I know, like, you know, it was a better game for him and everything, but you don't feel good that against the Bears he only got 16 points. That's the team he actually owns. If you've listened to Rodgers,
I think the only saving grace for that game is that I think their defense did absolute work against the
sure.
Bears,
Which
and
is
he
that
didn't
saying
really
much?
need to
I don't
do
know.
too much.
Sure.
I mean, still, it's weird to see 2 TDs, 234 yards,
Mm-hmm.
and only 16 points.
Yeah.
Feels like he should have way more.
They just need to. He needs to get some rapport with his rookies. I think is really what it is.
So if he lost, one fumble and then one fumble lost, is that 3 points or is that
That's
2
2.
points lost?
So it's -1 point for the fumble and then -1 point for the lost fumble.
Okay, so I remember you changed the rules before the league started.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's how I want it. Like even if you don't lose the fumble, you still lose a point for fumbling like an idiot.
Okay, so yeah, so
But
all right,
yeah, I
yeah, so
mean
he would have
Carr.
had about the same as Carr then.
Yeah, which like I did not dislike the Carr pickup. If I hadn't gone Brady early on, he was somebody I was looking at.
I think he's another safe pick, man.
Yeah, but like he's still, I would say, a quarterback 2, and that's what his points I think are kind of showing, that he is a quarterback 2. He's right there at number 12 for quarterbacks. So if that's your quarterback 1 in a 2 quarterback league, it's a little rough. But he's fine. I mean, I did that last year with Tannehill as my QB1. So, they keep giving Joe high projections and everything. It didn't work out for him this week. But Swift.
Well, he kind of got screwed. I think he wins this game if
Sure.
Tua doesn't go off for 40.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And T Hill, 36.
Yeah.
Absolute monsters.
That's just the same thing as playing against you, man. With that Adams Diggs stack. Same thing.
Will you ever put
I'm just saying,
Allen
like
Diggs in that category?
It's the same, because you're right. You look at the rest of that team here, because Rodgers didn't do a lot. Derrick Henry got shut the fuck down. Singletary, I hate having to play Singletary. That's gross. Jamar Chase, shut the fuck down. Hayden Hurst, whatever. He's a tight end. He actually played Ingram. Like, what's going on? What's going on over here with this running back situation? He doesn't have anyone?
Dude.
Oh, he lost Mitchell. That's right. He lost Mitchell and then didn't go for my name Jeff. So I don't know. Yeah. I think here's the thing. I think that Tyreek Hill and Tua thing will, over the course of a full season, arguably be a lesser version of what you have with Adams and Diggs. I still think it'll win him weeks.
Oh yeah.
And he's got enough,
especially
other
against
guys.
These weaker teams like Tyler. Easy dubs.
Right. Easy dubs. Rodgers will have better games. Henry, I mean, maybe he's done, but I feel like he'll have better games. Jamar Chase should have better games. So the team's still okay. It's just, what the fuck happens here if you lose another running back?
Well, I don't.
He's not
you
making
talk
moves.
About Henry, dude, but how do you take the pressure off of the run game when you got fucking Robert Woods as a wide receiver 1 and Josh Gordon?
I don't disagree. Oh, you mean the Josh Gordon?
Yeah, the fucking Josh, aka Flash, aka smoked marijuana cigarette.
Bruh.
That's a
nice
long
golf
one.
clap.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Jags are winning the division. Yeah, I mean, Joe's team. I don't know, man. Swift is Swift. It's strange to me he got so many points off of only 5 carries and 2 receptions.
Yeah, it's like, okay, so what? You get 6 points from the TD.
Yeah.
You get a point from the receptions, right, for both of them. So
yeah, I mean,
7
he
points
averaged
there.
11 yards per carry, but it was only 5 carries. I don't know. I we have to see what he does. Again, 2 game sample size, because the game before he had 15 carries for 144. So do I think 5 carries is normal for him? Probably not. But
James Conner's dead.
James Conner is dead.
So Darrell Williams is probably going to be starting for the Cardinals.
Go pick him up with your extra $1 of fab.
Yeah, that's all you can afford right now, Joe.
You broke
Buster.
Bitch. You broke.
Buster.
You broke bitch.
I gotta say, I love Cooper Cup. Like,
Yeah,
what an
no, Cup was.
absolute stud.
Yeah, that honestly, I don't know. I felt like people were doubting that was going to be a good pick, but of course it was a good pick again. So he'll keep doing his thing. Hollywood Brown, at least he's seeing the targets now. He's not capitalizing on them. Kyler Murray too short to see him, I guess.
Well, he had that pass last night that probably should have been a touchdown, but they're like, no, he's down at the 1. Or maybe it was Brown that caught it and they knocked it out of his hands because he's an idiot and doesn't know how to
Possible.
secure a fucking ball.
Possible.
I could have secured that ball.
That's right.
Where's my
Goddard.
Doritos?
Goddard's fine. Means tight end. Tight end's so boring this year. It's like 2 guys we're talking about.
Renfro died. He died to give Cardinals
Oh
that
yeah,
win.
wasn't it? So it was like literally two catches for him in a row that turned into fumbles. Like he just got laid the fuck out, right?
Yep, he got fucking drilled
Rocked.
when he fumbled that ball. It was
Yeah.
nasty.
That sucks. I like Renfro.
I wanted him in the draft too,
too.
but he got snagged.
I'm glad he didn't get him. Been doing nothing.
Same.
Now he's dead.
Trubisky will.
Yeah, Trubisky fucking sucks, and you traded him away for a different quarterback that fucking sucks. Congrats. And $1. Go buy a fucking Snickers bar. We can't in Joe Biden's economy.
I was gonna say inflation. It's like $1.89 now.
I guess you can sit here and wait for Zach Wilson to come back. But you know what, man? Flacco's been playing so well. You might want to go pick him up too, because I can see them just keeping Flacco out. He has like the most pass attempts, and like through 2 games, it's something stupid like 110 pass attempts or something.
Oh, they're like,
Stupid.
Flacco, we know you've got some arm left in you. We're gonna fucking burn it to the ground. Keep throwing, boy.
Tear that rotator cuff out, boy.
Yeah, we're paying you big money.
But
You're elite, right?
He's to be fair, like for the same reason I like Joe's draft, he does have some depth there. I mean, Melvin Gordon, I don't know.
Melvin Gordon is just like my Jamal.
Yeah,
like, it's just
tough. Kamara and Dobbins, though, those guys come back, or whenever they come back and they're playing and they're healthy, like I can see them both being big.
I like how Ayuk is on the bench.
Yeah, man. Think about that, Joe. I know you were thinking about that stack, weren't you?
He was creaming over that stack.
Ooh. What are you doing?
What are you doing, step bro?
He's crying now.
Now he's crying.
He's gonna
he
be
almost had
going
that
to
Jimmy
Marshall.
G.
Like, bro, I told you I needed 100.
Marshall, I need 300 fab, not 1. Come on, man. That's a fair trade. Just trade me shitty quarterbacks and 300 fab.
Please.
But
please, we go way back.
I forgot. Robin had Garrett Wilson. That's a dude. Play him, Robin. Play him. Don't play Evan or Mark Ingram in your flex. Garrett Wilson.
Dude, Mark Ingram's been dead for years.
I know.
That's the corpse of a fucking a baller.
Well, we were talking about guys 27 being done. This guy's 32.
This dude is 32, and you traded him to me. It wasn't last year, was it? Or was it the year prior?
I think that was 2 years ago.
I think it was 2020.
It was that random league. It was you, me, and Kyle, I think, in a league.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was him and Chart, and you're like,
yeah,
bro, he's got a 14-point game and a 10-point game. Give me Michael Thomas.
But neither of them did anything. We both lost.
Chart helped me win a game or two, and then he fucking died too. Rest in peace. Have fun on the Lions fucking practice squad.
Let's go through Joe's list of questions here, just because I think they're at least worth bringing up. And this one, we got a little time compared to last week's episode. So number 1, will Mort ever lose? I'm
think
sure.
So. Yeah,
I'm sure you will eventually lose. But if I had to put money in this league on who's going to win the whole thing, it's Mort. And I don't know what else to say about that.
I'm going to say I'm going to lose, and the best chance for me to lose, obviously, it can happen any week, but I would put money on week 7.
Sure.
That's Josh Allen and Diggs by.
Yeah. So whoever plays in week 7, congrats. You'll take down Goliath.
Maybe.
Question number 2.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Is Jimmy G worth risking it all? Now let me
Fuck you.
let
I'm
me
sorry.
no, let me pull up the draft results here because I'm going to show you exactly why Jimmy G is worth risking it all. So, again, this year people actually drafted like it was a super flex. Now, if you're telling me right now, because I get it, Trey Lance, Matt took him in the second round. He took him at 207. Okay, fair. He's a running quarterback. The hope was that he would be like a Jalen Hurts. He would be like a Lamar Jackson. Okay, Jimmy G doesn't do that. He's more of a pocket passer guy, right? But he's got a solid team around him. So what I'm saying is, if you look at where everybody went, if you're telling me that if Trey Lance was out of the picture and we did this draft over again, that it was Jimmy G's team, that he wouldn't have gone before Tua and Justin Fields, I'd call you a fucking liar. He would be right in here in this fourth round with Kirk Cousins and Derek Carr. So do I think it's worth risking it all for what would have been a fourth round draft pick on an excellent team? Absolutely. Anything more to add at? Anything more to add more? Because you're gonna get him.
So the struggle for me was Pittman. You know that the Colts, and this kind of ties into Joe's other question, is what's wrong with the Colts?
Sure.
Well, the Colts have they have a good defensive line.
Yeah.
Like their D line is fucking. When Andrew Luck retired, that was the year that I think a lot of people expected them to be Super Bowl contenders, if not championship favorites. Their line is still good. They got Matt Ryan, sure, upgrade from Wentz,
Retread.
or is it?
Is it?
Right. I thought
but
what?
They ever since Andrew Luck retired, that's what they've been doing. They've been retreading, playing the retreads of these old quarterbacks, bringing them in, new team. The fact of the matter is, and this is why I wanted Pitts, regardless of how bad Matt Ryan may or not be. The reason I'm okay having him is he's going to be the guy. They have no veteran talent in their wide receiver room.
No.
They just don't have it. So you're going to throw to somebody, and you know what? A lot of that time is probably going to be Jonathan Taylor.
So you mentioned Matt Ryan and Pitts and whatnot, and they're doing the retreads on these quarterbacks. That's because their fucking window was so short. They had that elite defense, and then Luck went away, and they're trying to, strike gold with these fucking retreads, and it's not going to happen.
No,
they're
it
going to
doesn't work like that. You can have an over 500 season doing that, but you're not going to a Super Bowl like that.
This isn't. There's no more picking up Trent Dilfer on the fucking waivers and winning a championship with them like the Bucks did way back when. I don't see it happening. Peyton Manning, as good as he was, struggled to win a championship for them, and their defense was arguably worse.
Right. So what's wrong with the Colts? A lot of things.
Yeah,
and you know
I think coaching is shit.
They're playing in a division where they're not the best team. Because it's obviously the Jags.
What's wrong with them is they don't have Peyton Manning at the helm.
That's true.
Boom.
Is Zeke playable after what Pollard did?
I wouldn't
play him. I mean, he's playable. I with your roster specifically would bench him for now.
I would Sanders is taking his spot.
I would play Henderson over him, but because you have Sanders, I would play Sanders.
Yeah, so Zeke, it's like Sanders is going to replace him, and then Henderson will go into the flex.
Sure. Because here's the thing. What else do you do with Zeke?
You wait for him to stop being shit, or wait for a good matchup that, in theory, will be good.
You're not going to drop him. You can't drop Zeke.
No.
And you're not going to get any value for him in a trade. And not that you particularly need it. You don't need to. So, is Zeke playable? Yeah, probably for your dog shit team.
Tell him. So here's the kicker, too. Absolutely, Zeke is fucking playable.
Yeah, he's playable. It's scary.
It's a crazy. Yeah, it's like, oh man, Pollard scored more points than Zeke. That's fine and dandy.
Yeah,
but who knows? It's just like Aaron Jones and Dylan.
I don't think it's quite to that level. I think it was just more of a game where they were apparently passing. I don't know. I didn't watch it. But Pollard's the passing guy, the passing down guy. So yeah, are you panicking on Zeke? Absolutely a little bit, but
Well,
we'll see what
I'm
we're
not
doing.
personally.
Well,
Like
you don't need to. You don't need to.
right.
I'm saying
I
if
got
you, if
losers like
I,
Joe over here to panic for
well,
me.
I assume this is a question for somebody who's in another league that has Zeke somewhere, which that's kind of what I thought would happen with these questions. Are the Lions for real?
I think so.
I hope so.
I don't. I mean, look what they did with Philly, man.
Yeah,
Philly wasn't out there just running clock down, waiting for the game to end.
true.
They had to hold on for their fucking lives.
Yeah. No,
And
for sure.
Philly's a good team.
Philly's a good team.
I think fucking Dan Campbell's got them playing better than they are.
So what are they now? Or did they? They didn't
1-1.
beat. Yeah, they beat Philly, right?
No, they lost to
Oh no,
Philly, then
sorry, they
they
lost to
beat the
Philly,
shit
and
out
then
of
yeah, because
Washington.
Philly's 2-0, and they beat
Which
Washington.
that was
So
actually a good game too.
sure. No, I like to believe that the Lions are legit. I hope so. I hope they have a 500 season. I think that's within their own possibilities from them. They have a 500 plus season. Do I think they're making it to the playoffs? No. But I think they're for real in that they are for real a better team this season.
I'm more of a homer for the Lions than I am my own fucking team. Like, I would
No,
love it
Lions.
if the
I love the
Lions
Lions.
make it to
Yeah.
the playoffs,
Oh yeah.
even as a
What a
wild
great
card,
story.
because it's
Well, it was the same thing with the Browns a couple years back when they lost like what 32 games in a row or something. Like
I
something
love it. The Browns
stupid.
became so lovable, and then they went
And
and
then
picked up
yeah,
Deshaun Watson.
and then they go to being a villain. It's like, okay, good job, guys. Who's your PR person? Because they
Congrats.
need to be fired. Will the Jags ever lose again? To the Colts, probably not. Probably not. Yeah, of course the Jags will lose again. I would listen. I looked on DraftKings to see if it would let me bet on the winner of the AFC South, and it was not something that would let you bet on. But if I could, I'd put money on the Jags, which I guess the closest things. I believe it was like plus 300 last night when I looked the other night. I think it's plus 300 for Jags to make the playoffs. Take that bet, lock it. It's better than whatever shit Adam told you for this last week. But yeah, they'll lose again. Of course, they'll lose again, unless they play the Bills, because we got the Bills number, because we got the real Josh Allen. But I don't know, Mort.
Hello, Josh Allen, please stand up.
Any other thoughts or anything to put into this week's cast? Because we're getting up here in an hour and a half, which I guess that's what we're aiming for now. Because we're 2 or 3 weeks or 2 or 3 casts now, getting in an hour and a half. So that seems to be the time limit.
Not a whole lot. I think so far. I wish like we get some active people. Like we get Joe. Joe's pretty active,
Mhm.
especially compared to some of the others. Me and you are usually the ones in here posting autistic bullshit.
Oh yeah, well
You
that's what I
get
named the
Young in here,
league after.
right? You get a few people, but it's like you'll get the closer it gets to Sunday, you start hearing about gambling shit, and it's like, hey, motherfuckers, like where are you the rest of the
Where
week?
were you all
Let's talk
week?
about some fucking football. The
Yeah,
gambling shit I'm cool with too, but it's like, don't forget, some of us actually like fantasy football.
I hear you. I don't
But
know. Hopefully, I mean, we'll see. Like I said, you got people fucking having babies and shit now, man. Like, get your priorities straight, dads. It's
hey,
football
man,
season. It's football season.
yeah, this
But I guess my only other thing to drop here is a, I I wanted to let you know how I really felt about what went down today, Joe, and Marshall for that matter. So check the post underneath the blog post here. Got a little surprise for everyone. So,
oh
well, thank you for calling in, Mort. It was fun as
yeah.
always.
Next time I was gonna ask, I'll throw on the webcam if
Yeah,
it shows.
I think I figured out how to do that, so I can do that now.
Okay, all
So
right. I'll be on
your
the.
big,
I'll be live
make sure you
in
bald, make sure you
studio.
shave your bald baby head so everyone can see.
Fuck, I'm gonna let it grow out.
There you go.
Show you what peak bald performance looks like.
All right, guys. Next time you'll see myself and maybe Krusty the Clown. But thanks for
Joe's
listening.
coming.
Yeah. Talk to y'all next week.